just 10 years of age, Francis Ngannou was working sand mines in a small village in Cameroon, Africa, to provide his family with any extra money that he could. In his 20s, he ventured out into the unknown with nothing but a dream, and at age 34, he became the UFC heavyweight champion of the world, becoming one of only 3 African natives to ever capture the gold in the organization. Today, we are going to take a closer look at the unbelievable feat that he accomplished and how accurately his life followed the structure of the hero's journey narrative. The hero's journey is a common template of stories told in myths, fairy tales, dreams, and movies. Influenced by Carl Jung's analytical psychology, it was popularized by Joseph Campbell and later refined by screenwriter Christopher Vogler in his book The Writer's Journey. The stories consist of common structural elements of different stages. A hero who goes on a transformative adventure by stepping out into the unknown, emerging victorious in an ordeal, and returning home changed and matured by the experience. There's a reason why this narrative speaks to us on a profound level and has done so for thousands of years. There's a hero in all of us. If we open our eyes and follow our calling with courage and dedication, we can become more than what we are and transform into our ideal selves. Francis Ngannou was born and raised in a small village in Cameroon, Africa. He lived in extreme poverty and had a very difficult childhood. He had to wake up early every morning to start his 2-hour walk to school, often on an empty stomach. At school, he had no friends and couldn't even afford the most basic school supplies like pens and notebooks. On weekends and holidays, he had to work in a sand quarry, digging sand all day to earn any money he could to support his family, which he did since he was 10 years old until he left school at 17. For most of us, this kind of reality is unimaginable, doing hard labor work from early childhood to barely be able to provide the most basic supplies. But our struggles are relative, and while your personal, mundane, unfulfilling, ordinary world might be completely different, the mental dissatisfaction you experience might not be. Regardless, at a certain point, we all feel a call to action, and if we're wise enough, we answer sooner rather than later.
Morpheus.
Yes, I've been looking for you, Neo.
Despite my situation at the time, I always believed that, I don't know why, but it seems like I had some voice in my mind who told me that it's gonna happen. How? I don't know, but it's gonna happen.
You did what you don't know what you did. Know what you did? Your words were your destiny. You spoke out your reality. And you said, I'm gonna do that.
The call to adventure is when the hero is confronted with a challenge that he can't ignore. This challenge will require stepping out of your comfort zone and facing the chaos of the unknown. Essentially, it's doing what you fear to do in order to transcend your demons and struggles and come out stronger and wiser as a result. For Ngannou, it was his interest in martial arts since an early age and a powerful desire to do something greater that drove him to pursue his dream of becoming a professional boxer, and at age 22, he started his training.
I don't know exactly what the hell is boxing, but I know what is my dream, and I'm gonna try it.
Of course, nothing in life goes in a straight, perfect line. There are many obstacles in your path. Self-doubt, hesitation, fear of the unknown can all halt our progress. And for whatever reason, we may refuse our calling. Joseph Campbell called this calling bliss, and his motto went, "Follow your bliss." However, in a lecture from Dr. Jordan Peterson, he argues that the New Age misinterpreted Jung's work to some degree, and that the idea of following your bliss is naive and directly contradicts the idea of facing what you fear the most. because what you seek the most lies where you fear to look, and confronting that fear is not all bliss.
And the New Age is a very optimistic and naive movement. It's predicated on the idea that you can do nothing, say, but follow your bliss, and that will take you ever higher to enlightenment, and that's not the Jungian idea at all. The Jungian idea is that what you most need will be found where you least want to look. It's like that which you fear and avoid, that which you hold in contempt, that which disgusts you and that you avoid. That's the gateway to what you need to know.
There's a lot of pain and suffering involved in that transformation. You might not always like what you find there, but it is the only way to grow and do what is necessary to achieve your goals. In any case, there's a lot that can stand in your way when you're attempting something difficult, be it mental or physical. And after a year of training, Ngannou was forced to stop due to an illness. The mentor can come in various forms and shapes. It can be somebody you know, like a friend you look up to, or one of your parents. It can be somebody you've never met but have a deep admiration for. It can even be an object, like a map. Whatever the case, the mentor prepares and inspires the hero to take the leap of faith and follow his calling. At age 26, Francis, inspired by Mike Tyson, decided to make a positive change and had to leave his family, his home country, and everything he knew behind to move to Paris, France, and pursue professional boxing.
We was illegal, trying to cross the border.
Did you get job?
No job. Sometimes we live in the forest, hiding for the cops, trying to cross the border to go to Spain.
Did you have food?
No, sometimes we have to go hunt. Sometimes we have to go wait to the trash truck. And I always watch boxing because my dream was to boxing. That was like my motivation to watch Mike Tyson on YouTube, because that's when I never watched a fight live, because I grew up in Africa and I didn't have a damn TV, nothing like that, you know.
The hero is ready and committed to his calling. There's no turning back now. This decision requires courage and strength of character. The unknown world obviously comes with a lot of uncertainty and challenges that need to be overcome.
Am I dead?
Far from it.
The new world comes with unfamiliar rules and challenges that the hero must now face. He needs to confront the chaos and learn the ways to thrive in this new environment. Here, he will also meet new friends and enemies that will either aid or attempt to hinder him on his journey. After a long and treacherous road through Africa, Francis finally arrived in Europe and was subsequently jailed for 2 months for illegally crossing the border to Spain. Upon release and reaching Paris, he had nowhere to live, no food, no money, and no friends. Living homeless on the streets of Paris, he made some contacts and was eventually introduced to Fernando Lopez and the MMA Factory. This is the part in the hero's journey where the ultimate goal of the quest is located. Ngannou's dream was to pursue boxing, and that led him to come this far, but Lopez saw his potential as an MMA fighter and convinced him to try it out. When setting up goals for yourself and pursuing them with fierce determination and self-discipline, it is important to understand that the initial goals you set up will never be perfect. But as you move and don't give up, new doors and opportunities will open up to you, and you will have to shift gears and capitalize on them. Ngannou accepted the offer to train MMA instead. He was provided with some gear and was allowed to train and sleep at the gym free of charge, thus officially starting his fighting career. The ordeal is where the hero must face his greatest fears and overcome them. This phase often involves a crucial challenge that the hero must pass in order to seize the reward. The challenge can be either psychological or physical, but it will test the hero to his core. For Ngannou, it there was obviously the difficult task of starting his MMA training at 27 years of age, really late for modern MMA fighters, who usually start training in their childhood or teens. Just over 2 years after his debut fight, he signed with the biggest MMA organization in the world, the UFC, with a record of 5-1. In the next 2 years, he quickly made a name for himself in the UFC by finishing all 6 of his opponents, often fast and viciously, before getting his first title shot on January 20th, 2018 against Stipe Miocic, who is to this day considered to be the greatest heavyweight in MMA history. The crafty veteran used his experience and grappling skills to outwork Ngannou, handing him his first loss in the UFC. Ngannou would go on to lose his next fight as well, in a lackluster performance against another top heavyweight, Derrick Lewis. Losses in life are inevitable, but you are only truly defeated if you didn't learn anything from them. Ngannou proved that he did learn, and that he was ready to rise to the occasion. In his next 4 fights, he ran through some of the best heavyweights in the organization, winning all 4 by quick and brutal knockouts, earning him his second shot at the gold in a rematch with Stipe Miocic. Ngannou shut down all critics and doubters by answering all questions on March 27, 2021. He showed his incredible improvements in his grappling, stuffing Stipe's takedown attempts and showcasing his own grappling and ground and pound in the first round. Staying composed throughout, he knocked Stipe Miocic out cold early in the second round. Imagine all that he had to go through to get here. All of the mental and physical difficulties he had to endure, to now finally stand as the first African-born UFC heavyweight champion of the world, to finally be able to provide for his loved ones back home and effectively realize his deepest dream.
The whole Cameroon right now is mobilized watching the fight. It's 4 a.m. there. Nobody has slept waiting for my fight. So it's a big support for me, and I'm very honored to represent them. The whole
The archetypal hero must now deal with the consequences of seizing the reward. The fire-breathing dragon is now infuriated with the hero who has stolen the gold. For Francis, this symbolizes the test of all the hungry lions out there that now want what he has and are coming to get it. He has to be ready to face these challenges to continue his reign. Career-wise, Ngannou is still on the journey to becoming the hero, but in the bigger picture of his life, he has accomplished what he set out to accomplish. He came from nothing, from an underprivileged part of the world. He ventured out with nothing to his name but a deep desire for a greater life. Through hard work, dedication, self-discipline and patience, he is now in a position to reap the benefits of his labor and provide for his community.
I'm from Cameroon and from some small village, and people they are very hopeless because they feel like they lose everything. Nothing is made for them, they are forgotten.
Now the hero can return home as a new man. Shaped and matured by the ordeal he has gone through, he can now provide for his community and help those in need. The Francis Ngannou Foundation aims to empower young children of Cameroon to dare to aim higher and to pursue their dreams. Ngannou himself never had a facility to train at growing up, so he has built the first gym in his home village of Bati and wants to expand to other areas of the country. Ngannou has also expressed his wish to set up his world title belt in a public area of Bati as a symbol of perseverance and dedication. If you made it all the way here, thank you for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed my first project. Neon Nova is a brand new channel that I've created for anybody who's looking for some inspiration to improve in all aspects of life. If that sounds interesting to you, please do subscribe and hit the bell to be notified whenever I release new stuff. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Determination, the willpower to succeed. Doesn't matter what age you are.
Have to have that.
Yeah.
Yes, a positive mindset.
Totally positive.
Yes.
And have manly affection and love for yourself. You have to love yourself to treat yourself right. There's no way you're gonna be successful if you're not manly in love with yourself. You have to believe you deserve all the success that you've been given.